So, hello everybody. Today we are going to see uh, the rest of it of the reading that we had completed. Let's begin from deliverables and outcomes 8.6. Each phase in the system development life cycle (SDLC) helps in the construction of the system. As we move from one phase to another, each phase produces some deliverables, measurable result or output of a process that will be used in the later phases or activity. While designing forms and reports, design specifications are the major deliverables, and these serve as inputs to the system implementation phase. Design specifications 8.7. Design specifications, which are major deliverables, while designing forms and reports, have the following three sections: narrative overview, sample design, testing, and usability assessment. Narrative overview. This contains the general overview of the characteristics of actual uses of the form or report, task, the system that will be used, and the environment factors in which the form or report will be used. The main purpose of narrative overview is to provide information in detail to the people who will develop the final form or report regarding the main aim of the form, who the actual users of the form will be, and how it will be used, so that they can make appropriate implementation decisions. Sample design. The sample design of the form may be hand drawn using a coding sheet, or it may be developed using case or standard development tools. If the sample design is done using actual development tools, then the form can be thoroughly tested and assessed. Testing and usability assessment. This section provides information required for testing and usability assessment. While testing, it is important to use realistic or reasonable data and demonstrate all controls. Types of information. The main purpose of any form or report is to convey certain information to the user. Information can be classified according to the distribution inside or outside the organization and the people who read and use them as follows: internal information, external information, and turnaround information. Internal information is the information that is collected, generated, or consumed within an organization. That is, this information is intended only for the internal system owners and system users within an organization. Internal information either supports day-to-day business operations or management monitoring and decision making. Example: detailed summary or exception information printed on hard copy reports for internal business use. Internal information can also consist of simple informational reports summarizing daily activities within the organization. The following are three subclasses of internal information. Detailed reports. These reports present information with little or no filtering or restrictions. Detailed listing of all customer accounts, orders, or products in inventory. The example in figure 8.4 shows a listing of all purchase orders that were generated on a particular date. The PO number indicates the product order number. Summary reports. These reports characterize information for managers who do not want to wade through details. The data in summary reports are categorized and summarized to indicate trends and potential problems. We can also include charts and graphs in the summary report so that it clearly summarizes trends at a glance. Report that summarizes the months and years total sales by product types and category. The example in figure 8.5 summarizes the sales details for a given month by product type and category. Exception reports. These reports filter data before they are presented to the manager as information. That is, these reports include exceptions to some conditions or standards. Example, a report that identifies items which are low in stock. The example in figure 8.6 depicts the identification of dealers who have to pay the dues. The Philips store product ordered on 1122 so here you can check this. This is a table, okay, and if you want you can just pause the video and go through this. Okay, this is the data. Okay, so these all are the forms that are created. Okay, technology. So where were we before? Who pay the dues? Okay, and now it is written technology. However, certain guidelines are available which are to be considered while formatting information. One of the most important thing to keep in mind while designing usable forms and reports is that there should be active interaction with the users. If the appearance of forms or reports is awkward to use or confusing, the users will be dissatisfied even if the rest of the system performs well. Formatting of forms and reports influences individual task performance and perceptions of usability. The following are general guidelines for the design of forms and reports which make the form or report more acceptable. Meaningful titles, meaningful information, balanced layout, and easy navigation. Meaningful titles. The form or report should contain title that is clear and specific. It should clearly describe the content and use of form or report. It should also include the data on which the form or report was generated. Page heading format should be consistent throughout the system. For example, the date should always appear in the same place. Column headings should clearly indicate the contents of the columns and should be separated from the body using extra blank lines, horizontal rule, etc. Meaningful information. Only the information that is relevant and needed by the user should be displayed on the form or report. Information should be provided in such a manner that the user could use it without any modification. All the information irrelevant to the intent of the form or report should not be displayed. Balanced layout. The information should be balanced on the screen or page. That is, the display should not be too crowded and not too spread out. When deciding where to put individual fields on the form or report, we should see that the form or report is easy to understand and to use. The most important information should be placed where they are easiest to find, generally at the beginning. The different fields should be separated by means of extra spaces whenever possible so that the subsequent field expansion will not necessarily force to redesign the entire layout. All related information should be grouped together wherever possible. For example, name, street address, and city, state, code can be grouped together. Appropriate line spacing greatly enhances the readability of a form or report. We should insert extra blank lines to indicate where headers end and the body of information begins, where one multi-line detail ends and the next begins, where one group of items ends and another begins, etc. Easy navigation. It should be possible for the user to easily move forward and backward through the contents of form or report. At any instance, it should be possible for the user to know where exactly she or he is. Example, page 2 of 3, the user should be notified where she or he is on the last page of a multi-page sequence. The user must be able to exit or quit the report or form easily. So here we come till check your progress 2, and in next session we will complete the rest of it. Okay, so thank you and keep exploring.